Hello, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more Overwatch news. One big story today, and it might be our biggest story we've seen in quite some time in the Overwatch scene, and certainly of this year so far. The story revolving all around Ellie. If you guys do not know, Overwatch Ellie on Twitter, also Anime Ellie on Twitch. I will link those down below if you guys do want to check her out if she does stream again. But following these rumors so far, it does not seem it's likely very soon. Actually, many rumors out there as to exactly what happened, as this person known as Ellie was actually signed to Second Wind, a Contenders series team, just 2 weeks ago, and less than 2 weeks later, guys, she is now unsigned with that roster and will not be competing with them throughout the Contenders series. So many allegations out there, rumors as to exactly what is happening. There are no confirmations as to exactly what is going on with this. You guys can feel free to leave your comments down below. I'll tell you the theories right now out there because there are, well, there's a lot of them. First of which, it was actually Defran servicing a clip. He was one of many pro players to have the same allegation. I do want to clarify that, but here's what he said on stream.
God damn it, dude. Dude, what I think is happening right now is someone is playing on this account and Ellie is talking right beside him.
And this is just one of many allegations out there currently, guys, given her recent rise and success in North American Overwatch so far. Now, all of this is despite kind of poor timing as well. We've seen over these past 2 weeks a lot of toxicity reports of the game itself being Overwatch, and whether it's community bans, we've seen 20,000 accounts nearly in Korea being taken away for in-game toxic behavior. Also, just announced a couple days ago during this Contender series for the next just under 10 days, guys, we will have a new chat monitoring system where apparently you have to connect your Blizzard account to your Twitch account so they can actually see what you say in the chat. A lot of these things, of course, very poorly timed also around this event right now, as many people do not know who Ellie exactly is. Many pro players, many community members out there thinking that Ellie is not who she says she is, potentially having someone play on her account while she actually makes the calls for them. Many clips have surfaced out there of her making very delayed calls in-game and actually not seeming to have the in-game sense that a player of her rank actually would. At this point in time, also late season 13 is when she saw this dramatic, very fast rise in her competitiveness as well as her skill level, which also leads to very suspicious things out there and thoughts about this whole story altogether, which you really cannot blame too much. But on top of that, there are other stories out there as well, which also would make sense. The one that's actually a leading theory right now, I do believe, is actually, of course, her facing a lot of harassment and other issues when she was actually announced to this roster, which is why she resigned so shortly after being signed to that team. It was actually Ellie herself. Within 24 hours of being signed, she was posting Discord images. Apparently, someone had joined her Discord or Discord she partook in, and it was actually a guy apparently threatening to dox her because once she did join Contender Series officially, if she were to, her full name would be released. That was within 24 hours. As you guys can imagine, the toxicity as well as the hate and feedback she got was probably ever existent throughout these last 2 weeks, and that might have also been the cause for her to not want to pursue this any further. Now again, there's a lot of contradictions out there as well. If this was her passion, her dream to be a pro Overwatch player in the future, even be a Contenders player as well, why would she give this up based off some recent feedback or hate from the community? And well, there's a wide range of things that could be the reason for, right? We do not know the true extent of the hate that she was facing, and so that would be an easy reason to actually give up this kind of passion and maybe reconsider her future if it was to the extent where people were thinking about doxing her, taking her down her personal information, maybe targeting her in other ways as well. We also had other pro players out there, Contenders players, as well as female players posting their pictures of games they had played with Ellie or said character who was playing on Ellie's account, and players would actually just leave the game or be very toxic in chat when they found out they had queued with girls. There are certainly many issues in this community, guys, and the way that females are treated in the scene is certainly seemingly to be one of them. So I would say currently those are probably your two leading theories. You check the Reddit, other forums out there, there are multiple theories out there. One even saying, I thought was pretty crazy, that Second Wind had fallen for her joke or her ploy. If she was to somehow want to trick people that she was a player that she was not, I'm not really sure why anyone in their right mind would actually try and go and make a Contenders team, knowing full well once they sign with a team that the joke would be over. I can't see anyone in their right mind ever doing that kind of thing. Some people think that Second Wind fell for this ploy. They then signed the girl because, you know, it's a girl that's actually competitive at this level. It's definitely a rarer thing than seeing a male player as such. We've even had Second Wind, their owner, actually coming forward and saying they put her on a pedestal. She was put in the spotlight, and that's a lot of pressure for a young, supposedly teenager, or at least a young woman to be put into, and that would make a lot of sense for a couple of these series, right? The two leading ones being, of course, maybe she is having someone else play for her while she makes the calls. That theory still, all in all, does not add up too much in my mind. The other leading theory, of course, being harassment, is simply the reason reason she stepped back from her goal, because it was so strong from the community. The feedback was just so unwanted that she did not want to deal with it any longer. And that I tend to agree with that more than anything I've heard so far, because if you're a young, influenceable teenager and you're facing these kind of things, that can be pretty life-altering, and they can be really persuading to actually not pursue those kind of things you've previously wanted to do. And this story will probably be infamous throughout the entire year of 2019, and it might go unanswered, with so many questions on the line that have just not been simply responded to, and so many unanswered things in this story altogether. We will likely never know the truth of this story and of Overwatch Ellie. Will she pursue Overwatch in the future? I certainly hope so. Maybe see her once again, but as you guys can probably already imagine, even if she were to try and come back and actually prove herself legitimate, the backlash would probably be twice as hard. But I hope the best for her in the future if this story does tend to be true in her favor, which I'm going to assume safely. I'm going to believe the owner right now of Second Wind, that they just put her in the pedestal, they put her in the limelight too soon. And again, we'll probably never know the full truth of Overwatch Ellie. As always, I hope you guys all enjoy it. My name is Jake. I'll see you back here next week with more Overwatch news, or hopefully more esports news. And until then, I'll see you guys soon.